is hospitality and tourism in Africa. And today we have an African entrepreneur in this space. I'm going to let her introduce herself and give us an overview of course, the work that you do. Perhaps let's start with your name and surname and just give us an overview of the work that you do.
Thanks for having me. So my name is Andante Feleke. I'm from Ethiopia. I am in the hospitality industry for the last 16 years. So I'm managing a travel company and I'm upscale resort. And my other part is I'm also serving as the president of the Tour Operators Association in Ethiopia. And we have about 272 members, which is also representing the private sector in the national tourism board.
Now, January 2020, I think in my case, in South Africa, January 2020, I had no idea that COVID-19 would even come to our shores. Now, from your side, I'm curious to find out what plans and visions you had before you saw it coming, before you saw COVID-19 coming. What plans do you have, what visions, and what happened after, of course, COVID landed in your area of the world?
Well, just before the COVID, as a nation, we had a political reform, which brought like a very high hope for the industry, and measures were taken positively, such as forming a standalone Ministry of Tourism, and also making the sector one of the 5 economic pillars of the country. So a lot was, going just before the COVID. So along with this, the private sector also had a huge hold in chopping from the sector. As a company, we had many plans like expanding into building another market resorts. And also, I can see it was the year where most buyers had Ethiopia as the best-selling destination. So we were expecting a lot, and because of the COVID, everything went down.
And what is the current situation?
Well, in our country, it's a bit different because on top of the COVID, we had some internal instability, which makes things tough. So currently, it's I can say just like the other destinations, like other countries, it's the sector that has been hardly affected by COVID plus the internal instability. So it's very slightly picking, very very slightly picking, but you can't say that.
Yeah. Now, a common theme, a common topic that everybody's talking about is the Africa Free Trade Agreement. Would you say it is basically the saving grace for the tourism and hospitality sector, or would you say I'm exaggerating by saying that?
I would say to begin with, I can understand, we as a private sector, we understand things are moving at a higher level, but I cannot say that much has been worked with educating the private sector. We don't know much about what to expect, but in general, we're hoping it will have a positive impact. But I don't think we can be quite sure at this time, because I believe unless we have a very transparent communication with the private sector, who will be actually implementing the agreement, we cannot say that it will definitely achieve as planned. So this is also one of the concerns that we have. It's a sector where every country has their own competitive advantage. So unless it's well planned and also protecting the SMEs, as is the focus in this event, and then involving also the private sector, as I say, from the beginning, it might be probably an advantage only to certain group of players, especially the good ones. So I think it's very important to do it very carefully and, as I say, transparently on the private sector from the beginning.
And then lastly, do you think entrepreneurs in the tourism and hospitality sector actually understand the Africa Free Trade Agreement?
I can say the experience from our case. I don't think, as I say, the people have been educated to understand and also to leverage from the opportunity to come. But given that it will bring a positive impact, I would say it's a very good opportunity probably to position Africa as as one destination. Each country working on their own unique feature, unique products. But I think from what we have seen, it's very timely and very important to integrate and leverage from the resources that we have as a continent, at least on a regional level, to start combining whatever we have and position Africa as a destination. And also, it's very important also to diversify and see the market in Africa, because there's a huge market within Africa. But I believe there needs to be a commitment, especially from the government, to solve and to work on the big issues. Probably if you had attended yesterday's even lots of people were participants were complaining on the accessibility. It's almost impossible to connect most parts of Africa. So we need to work on the connectivity, we need to work on prices, everyone needs to take responsibility and integrating the stakeholders and to make Africa affordable for Africans. So I see from this perspective, I see a huge opportunity. But as they said yesterday, we have a long way to go. And probably, for the question you asked earlier, can we take this argument as a savior? Probably with this pace that it's taking, I don't think it will be a solution for this argument.